Sometimes at phase 2, phase 3, for very small minor adjustments in your study design, you can add a tremendous amount of value to the payer. And omitting that will just leave you always having a variable unknown on the outcome, which will affect the price in negotiation. So using payers early, not after, but before, is critical. On that point, a small point, I often hear pharma companies say to me, you know, payers and regulators should sit down together and work this out because you guys are driving us crazy because you're after different things, right? And I just want to draw one analogy why I think that's actually a mistake, and we need to separate that. Recently, I bought a new car, recently, in the last 2 weeks, and what I think I'm looking for in a car is very different from what regulatory requirements are. A car manufacturer, through regulatory, have to put some dummies in a crash test, push it off a cliff, check the seat belt, the airbags, hopefully it doesn't blow up when I fill it with petrol, okay? That's regulatory. Put that to one side. When I walk into the showroom, I don't want to be discussing regulatory. I'm hoping regulatory has done all its work, and I'm hoping that by being in the showroom to view, those boxes have been ticked. So as a payer, I need regulatory to do everything they do. I'm hoping it's been done. But then when I buy a car, I'm looking at air conditioning, sunroof, interior. I'm looking for something different. If manufacturers just put a regulatory crash test dummy in the showroom, who's going to buy that? Nobody. There's no point in them saying, well, that's what regulatory want. So you've got to get over that. Do what regulatory need, put it to one side, and then address what do payers need, but don't address it after launch. Bring that in earlier. I'll finish on one sentence where the UK is heading. We're buying outcomes, not process now. The NHS is moving towards reimbursing clinicians and organisations less on process and more on outcomes. And one example, let's take wet AMD. We use Lucentis all the time. It's got a license, it's got nice tag around it. The reimbursement to hospitals is going to move from how many vials of Lucentis I use to what is eyesight. Has it improved? And so we are now going to drug companies and saying, I don't want to pay you for vials of Lucentis, I want to pay you for eyesight. Let's start working together on what that looks like.